favors of other coaches at Alabama, and we're going to have a little surprise call-in at our team meeting tonight, and then again tomorrow night. We meet as a team at the hotel. We have a curfew. Everybody has to come into my room, make sure everybody's there. We have a little meeting, and then everybody goes to their room. So tonight, tomorrow night, that'll happen. But there'll be a couple surprise phone calls from some people from campus. So that's part of it. I can't tell you the rest of it.
Do you feel like your offense really broke through with that third game against Southeastern?
Yeah, and I really think, the Saturday night, the ninth inning, it was, we had the 2-run home run, but then we had like 3 or 4 hits after that. And I always say, what's more important than the home run is the next kid after the home run. Because if you give up a home run, maybe it's a solo or a 2-run, and then you get the next 3 out, the pitcher's like, heck, I can do this. But we continued to do it, scored, I think, 3 more runs, and kind of put them away. Same thing, first inning. And, this was one of the first times all year we were down, they scored a run, biggest game of the year, right? But nobody had their head down. And we came right back out in the bottom of the first, executed 2 right in a row, drag bunt by Christian White, had a slap and run by Larissa Pruitt, and then the floodgates opened. And it was like one of the best innings, seriously, I've ever seen here. I think 10 hits in the inning, which is unheard of, and just really set the tone for the whole day.
Coach, how are you going to bring that momentum into Knoxville?
Well, hopefully it'll just continue, We had 2 good practices this week. We concentrated on 1 pitcher yesterday and 1 pitcher today, and we'll get to practice for like 90 minutes on their field tomorrow. There's about half the team that has not played on that field. We played last year up there, so just to see how the ball travels and play the wall, and foul territory is different than ours. The backstop is way different as well. So just to see all that.
Are you going to be able to bring a McDonald's biscuit to
I don't know about that. I might have to have Caroline send me one, but you have to be smart aggressive. You can't be stupid aggressive, and there's a big difference. So coaching, base running, the whole thing. At this time of the year, you got to be smart aggressive, and there's an opportunity, you take it. If not, you pull the reins back. You got to be smart about it.
When you look at this Tennessee lineup, I'm doing a little research. There's no weak point. They seem to be evenly spread out. There's not one strong point. How do you pitch a lineup that's that consistent and that deep?
The other thing about them, they're all righties. I don't know if you noticed that. It's almost the complete opposite of Southeastern Louisiana. They got a lot of pop. There's several kids with double-figure home runs. There's only 1 kid with double-figure stolen bases, and that's the leadoff, one of the best players in the country. But 1 through 9 are all righties. Very few sacrifice hits. Some stolen bases besides Kiki, but not like Southeastern, who had 160, and then they bunted. 1 kid for Southeastern had 25 bunts. Tennessee has 10 sacrifices on the year. Totally different look. So number 1, we got to keep the ball in the ballpark. Make good pitches, hit our spots, and no freebies. You can't walk anybody. When we beat them here 1-0, Beaver pitched one of her best games of the year, but she didn't get any freebies. The defense has to play really well behind her. And then, the third key of postseason softball, we got to get a key hit. And, we did that the last 3 games at home.
When we were talking with Bailey, she was talking about, I think, just how well you know the players, both by the motivational speeches that they need, and maybe that Riley Valentine is the perfect person to send up there in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
You hear so much about analytics these days and things like that. Is it an old school approach that really works really well for you?
Well, we have the analytics, and Ryan Murray is our player development person. She's got all the stats about if he has better stats against righties or lefties, do they hit better against him? Does their hitters hit better against a lefty or a righty? Where do they hit the ball? There's a pie chart for everybody. This way, this way, this way, this way. 20% of her hits go to the right center gap. 80% go to left center, whatever. So then you change your defense based on whatever you read on these, and it's every game basically. It's 56, 60 games or whatever. So there's a pretty good sample size, right? At the beginning of the year, I would never even look at that because you only play 10 games. That's not good enough. And if the pitching was no good, then you're really, up a creek. So now we have about 55, 60 games where we can really look at it, set the defense. How many bunts do they have? You can see, like if you have drag bunts on you, or if you've done it, we can see how many you've been successful with. And then we tell the corners, hey, she can drag, she'll lay it down, and they come in 5 feet. If they've never bunted the entire year, they also know that. So, and then really, I think, in Major League Baseball especially, the gut feeling, they don't even do it anymore. And it's sad, because basically my pinch hit decisions are gut. I really think she can do it. That's all. And I say to myself, I think she's going to do it right now. And I pray that they get it done. That's about it.
You and Bruce Bochy, the last
Yes.
two.
Yeah, I guess.
Cowboys out there.
Coach, I got one last one for you. Heading into hostile territory, obviously a huge natural rivalry between both these two. What's that atmosphere going to be like? And playing in this conference for so many years, so many of these experienced ladies, how beneficial is that going into this environment?
It's huge. Every weekend, we play 4 away. We had some good. We went to Georgia Tech at the beginning of the year and they sold out. They're not cheering for us. So those type of environments, we go to UAB, and they had 2,000 people there. But obviously this is bigger stakes, and I'd say it's going to be 90-10, 90% orange, 10% crimson. But when you go to Oklahoma City, and if Oklahoma's in the World Series, it's 10,000 cheering for them and 900 cheering for you. So might as well get used to it, right?
Thanks so much.